Good afternoon. Are there any doubts?
No, sir.
Ramya ma'am, any doubts?
No, sir.
Have you guys done the previous task?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So anyone can say what is remaining in our Firebase database now?
Sir, sorry.
Yes, which thing is remaining now in Firebase database? We already created one database. We are reading some data from our database. We are updating some data. So what is remaining now? For a CURD functionality. What is CURD?
Sir, sir, your voice is breaking, sir. I can't hear properly. Sir, can you say again?
Praveen ma'am, I am audible to you correctly?
Yes, sir, tell me.
So what I am saying was, if you are dealing with some database, we mainly focus on all the CRUD operations, right? So what is the CRUD operations now? Create, read, update, and delete, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is remaining in our task now? We haven't seen some deletion, right? How to delete some data.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
We are creating one database. We are reading some data from our database. We are updating some data from our database, but we haven't seen how to delete some data, right? So I will show you one example to delete one whole user profile here. Let's say I want to delete one of the user from here, but usually in the professional life we don't do that. We don't delete all the user data. We only we used to update it, or just only delete one child of the data. So we will, for example, we will just delete all the user data here. So I'll create one button, wrap content, and I'll text as delete user. And this is my profile activity where I'm getting all the data of my user. When I'm clicking on some user and getting the data, that is this activity. And here only at the bottom of my update button, I'm adding one delete button, right? So I'll give it an ID. And in my profile activity, I will just bind that view. Now when we are deleting some data, usually you have seen some, it will show pop up an alert dialog, right? Whenever we are dealing with some professional app, it will pop up an alert dialog, like asking you once again the confirmation if you want to delete something or not. So we will also do the same thing. We will start one alert dialog when I click on this button. Let's create the alert dialog. We have already created it. How you can create the alert dialog? Yes, how we can create it? First, any one of you? We have already done it in our previous task. Ramya ma'am, Pravina ma'am.
Sir, is there a class called alert message?
We have to use the alert dialog dot builder, right?
Yes.
To build some title of our, some build some message and build some button, we have to first build one view of our alert dialog. Then we have to create one alert dialog to use that build it function, right? So first we have to build something. So I'm just calling it as the builder, and here's the new alert dialog builder. And here in the argument list, we have to pass our context. Yes. Now with this builder, we have to set some title, message, and buttons to our alert dialog. We will do that first. We will set title. I will just keep title as the alert, and then we want to set some message. Let's say, do you want to do this? Yes. Then first we will check if it is working fine. Sorry, we have not also attach this builder to an alert dialog. So first we have to do that. We have to mention an alert dialog. Then we have to attach that builder to that alert dialog. Then we have to ask that dialog to show us. Alert dialog dot show. Now we can run it. So we can get an alert dialog here. Yeah, I'm getting all my users. When I click on it, I'm getting that button also. So when I hit on it, I'm getting my alert dialog, right? So it is working fine. So next thing, we want to set some buttons here. So we'll use this builder dot set positive button and the name of our button, and then new click listener here. The same thing for our negative button. Then no, and then here new alert dialog builder, right? Let's say for here, I will just password and toast here. What, let's say, I will just mention great choice. So simply check if it is working. And I click on no, it is showing me a toast message of great choice, right? So the buttons are working. Now when I hit on yes, I want to delete that specific user, not all the users and not all the data in my database. I want to use that, delete that specific user, right? So what we can do is we have to just go to that path, same path. We have to get reference dot child. In which child we are storing users? We are storing users in the users child. Then one another child to get the UID of that here. As we see here, we have our main branch as the user, and then one sub branch with the user UID. Then in that user UID, we have all the other childs with all the data of my user, right? So we have to pass the same child here, the UID, and then just only one parameter. Like how we used to set some data, we have to call this method just remove value. So it will remove all the values inside that branch. So I'll just add on complete listener here and new on complete listener. And when the task is successful, I want to check if the task is successful here. Yes, if it is successful, I want to show some toast message here. As the user deleted. Now, if you say I'm deleting one user from here, this is the profile activity of a user to get all the data of this user. When I delete the same user, this all the page will be collapsed, all the data will be gone from here. So I don't want to show this empty profile here, right? So what I will do, I will also start an intent here, and we will take back our user to our dashboard activity. From this activity to our dashboard activity. And we will start the activity task is successful. Yes. Now, if our task is successful, we will get back to our dashboard activity and we will show a toast message here as user delete. Now, I also want to handle if the task is not successful. So what we can do is we can just add one else here, and we will just toast. I will show a toast message here with the error of the Firebase database. We can just mention a task dot get exception dot get message. So it will give me a message if there is some error here. Now we will check if it deletes a specific user or not. Okay, now you can say I'm getting all my users. I'll go to this user. Where is it? Yeah, this is the middle user here. And when I hit on the button, it is asking me an alert dialog here. Do you want to read it? When I click on no, I'm getting the toast message here. And if I click on the yes, you can see this all the data of that user is deleted, and also here. Yes. So this is how you can delete something from your database. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Vandana,
sir.
ma'am? Any doubts here?
Sir, I have a doubt for uploading a project in a GitHub, sir. Actually,
You can just let's say I will just
actually,
create
I,
one
I
and
watched one video in YouTube, sir. So they are saying that
like
you have to
handling the
download
Git
the
is
Git.
no, they don't, no need of that. Our Android Studio can help us with that. You have to just go to your you have to create one account in GitHub here first, and you have to just go to your repository section. Then you can just click here the new, and when you click on the new, it will ask your repository name, if you want to keep it in public or private. If you want to show your data to all the users, whoever seeing your profile, then you have to keep it public. If you don't want anyone to see your project, you have to keep it private. So we want all the users to see our data, so we are keep it public. And let's say I will create an Firebase demo repository name, and just I will create it.
Sir, if I put in a public mode and then if anyone want to access my project, then it will be visible
They
to
can
them, sir.
access. Yes,
Okay,
they
sir.
can access. If it is public, they can access. If it is in private, they can't. Okay, now you can see it is giving me two types of commands here. One is the command to create a new repository, and one is the command to push an existing repository. We have already done some code in your here in our project, right? So it is not a new repository. It is a one which we want to push in our database. This is not an empty project here, right? So what we can do is we want to use this option here. When we are uploading some data in our GitHub, you have to use this option. And then you can see the first command line here. You have to just copy that first command line, go back to your Android Studio. First, before adding that command to your Android Studio, you have to check if your VCS is enabled here. You have to go in this section. You can see here, we will get all the types of file, edit, view, navigate, analyze, refactor here. You have to go in this VCS section. In this VCS section, second option, you will get that enable version control integration. You have to enable that. It will ask you what type of version control element you want to enable. We will choose your Git only. You have to just keep it as Git and just okay. Now once we go back here, okay, yeah, I have resetted my PC, so I don't have my Git installed here. You have to install that Git bash only here. So I resetted my PC, so I don't have Git. So I will just install it. The type of option you get is when you enable that function here, you need to just have an Git install in your PC. You didn't know you don't need to use all the commands of your Git. When you enable this feature, and you have to just go back to your terminal here. When you will enable that, and you have to paste that first command here, which we are getting here from here. This first command here, and once this first command you put it, and you have to just hit enter here, so it will link your Android Studio to your this repository. Then I can show that option and until I install this Git here. So I may have some other project linked here. Okay, and now you can see here in this function I already kept linked to my GitHub profile here. So when you enable that in a version control integration, you will get some options like this: commit, update project, refresh file status, that type of things. So once you have done that, you have to go back to a terminal. You have to paste that first command here. So I don't want to add one another repository to my existing project. So when you will add this and hit enter, it will connect your Android Studio to your Git repository. Then you can see you will get these options here: Git, this is one update project option, commit option, and the push option. So you have to click on this commit option first. Whenever is there is something change here, it will show you the changes here. Whatever changes you have made in your project, it will show any changes here. So right now I don't have any changes because I already uploaded in your Git. So you have to just select all the changes you want to upload here. Then you want to commit anything, like you want to commit as task completed, you have to commit that. Then you can get this button here, commit. Then you have to click on that. Then you have to use this button here as push here. When you click on this button, all the files in your Android Studio will be presented here. Any doubt?
Okay, sir. No, sir.
But if you are changing some history of your Git or something, it will be hard for you. So you have to just do this. You have to just take this from here, enable your VCS, then you have to commit it, then you have to attach it to your Android Studio. Then you have to use these two buttons here. First one is commit and the second one is push. So it will upload all the data.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Any other doubts?
No, sir.
Pravina ma'am, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So if there are no doubts, we will end this meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.